At a bus station in McAllen, Texas, U.S. authorities released dozens of migrants from detention centers. As before Donald Trump's zero-tolerance policy, most have to wear electronic monitoring devices on their ankles so they can be tracked to ensure they show up for court appearances where their asylum cases can be heard. One of them was Maria del Carmen Barrios and her small child. They were kept together. She's relieved to be free, but says she was separated from her 15-year-old sister, Melissa, who had to stay behind.
My sister snuck out to say bye to me. She told me to take care of myself and take care of the baby.
They both were applying for asylum in America. The Department of Health and Human Services confirms to Al Jazeera they have just set up a task force to begin the process of reunification of families separated at the border, but provided few other details on how or when it might happen. Journalists are not allowed inside this detention facility, but Al Jazeera spoke to a human rights lawyer who was.
It's dismal. They told me that they're about at capacity, which is 1,200 people, which they said is rare. They haven't been at that level. We met with probably, between our entire group, we have 6 or 7 female lawyers who were in there, probably 200 detainees over the last 2 days alone. And they're still there this afternoon meeting with more. And they say there's more and more people coming in. Most of them, every single one of them, crossed the border with children, separated almost immediately from immigration.
Asylum seekers still face hostility from the very country they look to as their hope for a better future. The Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy is still in effect, so families seeking asylum that cross into the U.S. illegally are still apprehended. The families are just kept together and sent to Homeland Security detention centers like this one, where they all then face criminal prosecution. It's a crisis on multiple fronts with little sign of any changes.
Even though the Trump administration has said that they're not separating families anymore, they haven't ended the policy that is actually at the root cause of this.
The surge of asylum seekers from Central America has actually eased off since its peak in 2014, yet the U.S. Navy has been asked to build more detention centers on military bases. The intent is twofold: keep families together, but also in custody, which also keeps Trump's hardline zero-tolerance policy alive. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, Los Fresnos, Texas.